So today is 3/27, 2025. So today I placed my first losing trade. This week has been great. So this kind of sucks, but I learned a very valuable lesson today because pretty much I just did all my analysis, and this is where I went wrong today. So number one, right now we're on of the 5 days of this week. Of the 4 days I've traded so far, I've won three, lost four, so pretty good. And I was gonna say even the loss we had today, it was pretty small. Let me see. So 15 times 5 times 3. Yeah, we only had a $225 loss today. So, I'm still green on the week, obviously. So I think after with that being said, I think right now we're still in the green about $1,000. So, not horrible, but I just basically want to talk about this loss and what I learned from it. And that is that today I learned a very valuable lesson about psychology. That's really what today was about. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Well, I can't. It's whatever. Oh, perfect. I can. So today I learned a very valuable lesson about psychology. Now, the reason I'm saying that here is when I was looking at the higher time frame. So I went on, believe it was the 4 hour. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. So if you look here, this was 4 hour sell side liquidity. We tapped into it. Like we literally tapped into it before 9:45. I only trade at 9:45. Like that's when I'll start looking for trades. So even though that was being said, and then from there, even I even seen that I had this order block that so it's like, okay, so we had this order block here too. And for some reason, I thought to myself, now's a good time to jump in. So then what I did is, I went down to the 1 minute, just looking for reasons to get in. And I'm gonna go back in market replay mode real quick. And then you'll see right here. So it was like around this time, right here, I was looking at the market, and then there was an order block right here, and then there's 5 minute fair value gaps here. I don't feel like drawing them out again, but essentially, as soon as we hit the first sell side liquidity right here, which is also on the higher time frame, which is on the 1 hour, and then we hit another one. We hit both of them, so we should have expected some kind of. I was imagining that after we would hit this, we would have some kind of reversal before, if we're going to go lower later in the day, and then fast forward to present time, and sure enough, I got stopped out flawlessly. So what I learned today is, even if you were to think, because this is what my logic was, okay, so we're going to tap in, we're going to tap back in. Also, by the way, this here, we also inverted a fair value gap on the higher time frame. So this is a 1 hour fair value gap, which we inverted. And then on top of inverting a fair value gap, we also hit two sell side liquidities on the higher time frame. So as soon as I seen that, I was literally thinking to myself, I should not trade this. But then I was thinking, well, but we have a breakaway gap on the 5 minute, and we have an order block on the lower time frame. So what I could do is put my, enter at the FVG, and then from there just target the close, so I'm gonna take a partial at the close, and then from there we'll be able to go as low as this fair value gap, which is on the higher time frame, which is, I believe it's right here on the 4 hour. Yeah, this 4 hour fair value gap. That was exactly what I was thinking. But looking back at it, and I'm not even kidding you guys. Literally, when I was looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, I shouldn't take this. I shouldn't take this trade. And what do? I take the fucking trade. So today, this taught me a very valuable lesson. I actually learned more from this loss than I think anything ever could have taught me. So a new rule that I'm now going to put inside my rule set is: do not trade if the higher time frame liquidity has been swept before 9:45, which is when I trade. Now, I think it's possible that we're still going to hit the close, because I think right now what we're in. Let me see, what is this on the higher time frame? Yeah, right now this 1 hour order block is holding. So at this point, I still think we're bearish, and I still do think that we're going to go back into this close here. I'm sorry. I think we're going to go in this close, and we're eventually going to fill in this 4 hour fair value gap. But I just got in at the wrong time. Now I could re-enter. But that's another thing. My rule set is one trade If I win, I could take another one with reduced risk in the afternoon session, which I usually don't do. I'd rather just keep it at one dub, call it a day. If there's one loss, I'm done. I'm done. So that was a trade recap today. Learned a ton. Main takeaway is if liquidity gets swept on the higher time frame, and there is not more targets. Like, it would be one thing if there's more liquidity below. There wasn't. There's just this one here and this one here, but there's nothing else. So that's the reason why I should have never entered this position. Okay, so after talking to my coach, I figured out where I went wrong. So I sent him over my trade, and he then reviewed it and told me what went wrong because I was so confused. So long story short, I had I was looking at the wrong new week opening gap because what I noticed is these new weekly opening gaps are super strong. So this was the low. So basically, I didn't have this drawn on my chart before. So if you were to look at the first clip, you'd see how it wasn't there. So then I'm like, dude, this is not there. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I then went on the 1 hour chart, clear as day. Boom, open. Right here is this right here is a close, and then this right here is the open. I'll make these two lines thicker, just so they're super visible. If I could remember how to use TradingView, that would be great. So we have those two here, and then we're gonna go back to my entry because the bias overall still is bullish. We have all this sell side liquidity, these relative equal lows, all this sell side liquidity down here that was never we never went back into. So overall, I think price is very bearish. But if we fast forward back to today and we go on the 1 minute chart, look at this. Clear as day. So I messed up because I'm not supposed to take any trades until 9:45. At 9:45, when I would be trading, which is literally right here, I thought that this fair value gap was going to hold and then we were going to go lower. But when I thought that because I didn't realize that this was the new week opening gap low. So this is a super strong level. So we are expecting lower prices overall, but as soon as we tapped in this, we would have expected some type of reversal, which is exactly what happened. We tap into this. I'm completely oblivious because I had the wrong thing on my chart. Matter of fact, I didn't even have this on my chart. And then boom, price takes off. And then from there, I think it ends up reacting. Yeah, it ends up reacting to this fair value gap. We're coming very close anyway. Obviously, this isn't super precise. And then from there, it then is on the verge of going back lower. And then we're about to enter the afternoon session from 1:30 to 4 p.m. So, yeah, crazy.